It says we are going live and we are live just like that. Welcome to the video Arm Wrestling fans. I'm Pradeep from Arm Wrestling News. If you watch this video after it has ended, please switch to 1.5x speed to save your time. And Ronin Unleashed has joined Sab the Bee. Welcome, brother. Generic Viking. Syed is joined. Shawshank Shaker is joining. And the topic today is about Uncle Jon's recent match against Kieran Morrison. And what he did something which I and many people did not like. But I'm sure Uncle Jon liked it. I'm sure he liked it. So I was pretty disappointed with UJ. Alex McDonald is saying, generic Viking, no. So it should not be acceptable, he's saying. Ronin, he tried to break his opponent's arm. WYD. My cell is going nuts. I have zero respect for people like this. What's up, Pradeep? Andre 19 Marin. What is 19 between your name, Andre Marin? Please tell me. You're lagging a little. I hope it is sorted out. I hope it gets sorted out. Okay. I have my ring light is falling. There we meet again, Andre. You're lagging a little. Hey. Glory YT. So both of them were 1-1 against each other, and it was the third round where it happened. So the guy was running away from Uncle Jon's hand because he has a stronger hand, and Uncle Jon decided to follow him way to the back of the pad. I'm going to show you a video in a bit. I hope I do not get any strikes or anything from Armwars. Please subscribe to Armwars, guys. Please subscribe to them. Amazing channel. Great production value, by the way. And I'll show you a clip. Please watch the full video. So Ronin Unleashed, you do not need to end this video. I'm going to show it here. I hope the lagging part is solved by now. I'm not sure if you can hear the audio. So there you have it. This is the round. Third round, both of them are 1-1 against each other at this point of time. And there you have the third round. See what happens here. Oh, there you go.
Kieran Morrison.
There's Jon, and see what he does. That is to break your opponent's arm. That is really disappointing, man.
Kieran doing everything he possibly can.
I know. I get the.
I have his fingers in a death grip, but he's running and he's running.
No, at this point,
so that's what Uncle Jon
I'm still
did.
trying to get the straps, so I'm pulling
That's
back.
He
can't hold on. He decides to
So
grab
I get the part where you are trying to hype up the match, where you're trying to make the match interesting for the audience. But at this cost, I do not agree with that you should do that at this cost. Chances everywhere, especially when Jerry is around. Chan Shaw is already in the house. Hello, SG. Sab the B. Hey, SG Records. Welcome, brother. Wasim, what's up, Pradeep? Doing great. So did you guys hear the audio as well, along with the video? I get it. You're trying to hype up the match, but I don't get if you're getting beaten and still you are shouting your lungs out after you have already been beat. I don't get this point. And then after that, he was showing the middle finger. Uncle Jon, you are a great friend of mine. He was a friend, is a friend, and will be a friend. But that behavior was not good. Not good at all. The friend circle is. So is the video okay or is it still lagging? Yeah, it's laggy. Not cool, man. Yeah, that was disappointing. Pradeep, unfortunately, your internet can't handle both HD video on YouTube and HD stream as well. Be aware of some lags. Man, I don't know what is happening with the internet today. What's wrong? Ben Young, justify what? Pradeep, unfortunately, okay, read it already. I find it laughable that Jerry is pulling Gennady while he should actually be worried about chance. The lagging is unwatchable, to be honest. Okay. Should I end this live stream or is it okay? Stacey Morgan is also saying that it is lagging. Please give me one. If you search the video, does the strategy pay off in ROTN heavies? Wayne Withers, Herman Stevens, Jonathan Breda, and watch a minute 13:20. Herman Stevens does exactly the same. Yes, I against who it was against. I do remember that Herman Stevens doing something like that. Pradeep's internet. It's better now. It's okay now. It's good now. Okay. Try again. It's better now. Many people are saying it is better now. Good. It's stabilized now. So did you get to see the video that I just shared? Maybe I'll share it again. Let's talk about sportsman behavior. First of all, what do you guys think? Where should we draw the line? Trash talk, is trash talk okay to you? And to what extent? And to what extent is it okay to you when you are messing up with your opponent like this, that the footage that we just shared? And I think you're good now. Okay. It is good to hear. It's good to know. Pradeep internet would lag. Jerry to the pad. I think you're good now. Now all good. Okay. UJ is messing with the internet connection. Uncle Jon must apologize. Yes, he did apologize, but even during that apology, I'm not sure if it was his own decision or Armwars guys, Neil Pickup told him to do so, because during that apology as well, towards the end of that video, he was saying that it was not my intention. It was not my intention to hurt you. Then what was your intention? What were you trying to achieve there? I do not understand that part. UJ is messing with internet connection. Okay. No, when you stream the video, that is when it lags. Okay. Got it. I'm sure you have watched the video. 11 minute 30 second mark, something like that. There is what it happens. So if I'm the other guy, Morrison, who is trying to slip, going back, and Uncle Jon was following me like this, and they were in this situation. So Uncle Jon was like totally leaning over the table and trying to push him. That was just, it should have been an instant disqualification, in my opinion. If that happened at my league, even if I lost money because of that, if it was a big, huge match for me and removing you from my organization would harm my organization, still I would take that hit and you'll be banned from my organization if that happens. Pradeep's internet 3-0 Jerry. Please guys, do not start that chat. I did not like this 3-0 Jerry chat in the Engin Terzi's live stream. Sab the B. Timmy Hermans was nowhere near as bad as this. Uncle Jon literally followed him all the way down while he was trapped. That was really, really bad. I agree, Pradeep. I think he should be banned from the league. Yeah, who the F even does that? Man, that was Sab, Ronnie Unleashed. Have you watched that? Because that was looking really, really bad. And that other guy was confused, literally confused. Even Neil Pickup was just looking at Uncle Jon and he was also confused. Did he really do that? And his opponent was, my arm does not bend like that. Of course, it doesn't bend like that. You should have been more strict. I think he was scared or worried. I don't know why, but he did behave borderline between being a really good gentleman and being a little bit timid. So he should have been somewhere in between, at least, not between on one side either. So he should have complained about that. Yeah, who the fuck even does that? Forcefully risking to injure your opponent should definitely get you banned. Michael Todd still talks about Travis Bagent lifting his elbow like this and pushing, and he should talk about it because it was a bad behavior. But this was 10x that. I'm sure all of you remember that Travis Bagent, huge elbow foul and pushing Michael Todd, and Michael was really, really angry at Travis. He was ready to get in a fist fight. But this guy Morrison, Kieran Morrison, he was Lagia. He was touching his arm after that. He was doing like this. But he did not say anything. I expected more from him. Do not get into a fist fight, but at least threaten your opponent that you are going to get in a fist fight in about 5 seconds from now. He should have done that. What did Uncle Jon try to? Yes, he did. Benyan. It was an old match, Armwars Iron House, but it was released yesterday. So yes, he did try to break his opponent's arm in that. And after that, he said, I apologize, but I did not try to break his arm. And then what were you doing? I asked Uncle Jon, can he join this live stream? But he said, no, he cannot join. Have I missed something? Has Uncle Jon done something bad? Strength, old school. One more time. I'm going to try to share the screen. Hopefully it works. Before that, I will reduce the video quality a little bit so that it doesn't lag as much. I want to know your opinions. And same thing, the I think the point where this kind of behavior starts is what I saw in Devon versus Dave Chaffee match. Dave Chaffee won the round and Devon was just squeezing his hand as hard as he can. He was squeezing his thumb and dragging it back to his own side, and he was not letting go of Dave Chaffee's arm hand, even when the referee was warning him, even if Dave Chaffee was dragging it back, trying to get away from Devon's grip after the round has ended. I think that is the place where this kind of behavior starts, and it should not be tolerated. Of course, what Devon did was nowhere near comparable with what Uncle Jon did, but I think that was also not acceptable in my books. So there you have it. There's the round.
Rotate the whole thing this way. Ready, go!
On the way we go.
That's what Uncle Jon did.
You're gonna run, I'm gonna follow.
Kieran doing everything he possibly can to run away, and I have his fingers in a death grip. But he's running, and he's running.
Now, at this point, obviously, I'm still trying to get the straps, so I'm pulling
So
back.
guys,
He can't hold on.
this video is from, or was from, Armwars YouTube channel, Uncle Jon versus Kieran Morrison. Please watch that match, and please watch Uncle Jon's apology video, apology segment towards the end of this video. I hope you didn't like this video, this part of this video. Of course, the production, the match was awesome, but okay, I have my own video playing in the background. Maybe that is why it was taking up extra internet. Watch the next round too. He pushes way off the pad to push. And yes, I did not include that in this video, but yes, he did kind of a similar thing in the other round as well when he was going back. If your opponent is going back while his elbow is still on the pad and you cannot contain him with your fingers, it doesn't mean you have to follow him even if your elbow goes like 4 inches in front of your pad. I don't know. Weed. Okay. The referee was shocked. Look again in the video. Yes, everyone was shocked. Okay, I will stop. Sorry, Pradeep. No, everyone was doing that. Chan Shaw. I think he should be banned from the league. Read that. Timmy Turner. Jerry losing 3-0 is a good meme. Sababi, are you sure? Just rewatch the video and Herman followed Wayne's hand all the way to the other corner of the table. Why did Uncle Jon try to break someone's arm? I don't know. According to Uncle Jon, he did not try to break his arm. Ben Young. WWE's scripted arm wrestling is not. I get it. See, one thing is there. Armwars is great. One of the best production values, I would say, after WL, of course. WL was another level. Great production value. But I do not like this. If you are winning 3-0, it is like a compulsion in Armwars that you have to start losing. If you have already won 4 rounds, you have to lose the other rounds. All of them are doing. Coach Ray is always doing that. He's clearly on another level compared to his opponents. He's easily winning, but then he somehow tries to make us, fool will not be the right word, but he tries to make us believe that the match was actually close and the opponent actually got the last 2 rounds or last 1 round, when it is clearly not the case. And I've seen his opponents celebrating, shouting as well. I'm like, why are you guys thinking that you actually won that round? Coach Ray simply gives you those rounds. He always does that, and everyone is doing that. It is like a compulsion in Armwars that if you're winning 4-0, you have to at least get in a hook or change your style so that the match is competitive. And even if it is not competitive, you'll have to pretend that it is and either lose the round or win in a very long round, at least 10-15 second round. This is what is happening. Yes, it is good for the audience. Armwars is targeting the new audience that have not watched arm wrestling stuff before. For them, it is absolutely perfect. They will not be able to notice that. So they are doing what they're doing is absolutely right. But for my personal taste, I do not like that part of Armwars. Yes, he was too passive, Ronnie Unleashed. Nice guy. I remember Glory. Sap, it was fun. During the EDM at night. I don't know what it is. Uncle Jon had evil intentions. Don't lag again, Pradeep. People like that have no business. I have said it. They learned from Larrett. Good point. Levan taught Devon some lessons. We shouldn't judge his action based on if his arm break or not. This action should result in instant disqualification. Just imagine if his arm broke. That is correct. That is correct. It was in this direction. So the pressure in this direction was on the shoulder, not the arm. But imagine if he was slightly turned like this. He was trying to slip like this. And if he put the pressure on his arm in this position, then it could have surely broke, or shoulder may have dislocated. Since he was looking exactly straight, this position was kind of okay. If he was like this, turned sideways, then it could have been a disaster. Pradeep, what about your interview with Rahul? Faisal Khan, I already interviewed Rahul. It was on my Hindi channel, but the interview with Rahul Panekar, the guy who defeated Larry Wheels, and he lost to Larry Wheels in the rematch as well, but we are going to talk about his victory only. I interviewed Rahul Panekar, number one 70 kg, 75 kg guy in India. The interview is in English, but it is on Arm Wrestling News Hindi. Please watch that out. 55 minutes interview. Chan Shaw is in the house. Believe it or not, I've never touched any drugs, lol, not even weed. That is good to hear, Chance. Watch the next round too. I don't think he did it with intention. He doesn't know how to arm wrestle. Sab the viewer, right? That's why worse than Harman did. Finally, Uncle Jon took exploding hand too seriously. That is the comment of the day. Sion, that is the comment of the day. Exploding hand technique. That is, yeah, exactly. That point gets special hearts. Best comment. Yet it was pretty shocking. What's up, Brent? He could have injured him badly. Tough luck. Okay. Grant is here. Marijuana isn't a drug, honestly. Grows from earth with no altering by man. Good point. I agree with it. There was a video by Ryan about arm wrestler pushing a ref. Check how that developed. Yes, I did watch it. What do you mean how that developed? You're talking about views. And Ryan Bowen was talking about behavior. He made a video. Ryan, where are you? If you ever watch this video, guys, please screen share. You do not even need to record screen now. YouTube gives you the option to cut the clip. Just cut the clip of this part and share it with Ryan Bowen and tell him that you made a video about that Australian guy. I think it was in Australia, who was intentionally trying to press on, it was looking like he was trying to hurt his opponents while practicing, but he was not doing anything illegal. And Ryan made a video about it. And many people trashed that guy. Ryan, please make a video about Uncle Jon. If you can, you should do that. Please share this part with Ryan. He's not doing that, Pradeep. Not doing what, Richard? Pity points. Weed is not that innocent. That's awesome, Chance. I try to get okay. Ron. Armwars is like a movie, Mikhail is saying. Ronan. You can't say smoking joint. Okay, where is the chat going? Why get pissed off at Uncle Jon? Get annoyed at the refs and owners of Armwars for not doing anything. Why get pissed off at Uncle Jon? Get annoyed at the refs? No, man. He's the one who did that. And Neil Pickup is in the house. That's good to know. That is good to know. Neil, I want to know what were your honest thoughts about that situation. I really want to know that. Let me read Neil Pickup's comment. Where did it go, man? Where did it go? Kieran Morrison was absolutely fine and he handled the matter like a man he is. Just to be clear, it wasn't tolerated. Jon received the foul. He deserved a foul. He got one and he didn't do it again. But Neil, not to that extent, but as someone mentioned, as Lagia mentioned earlier in the comment, he actually did that again. He actually did that again in the next start. Not to that extent, but yes, his elbow was again at least maybe an inch or two in front of the pad, trying to catch his opponent while trying to slip. As Sion just mentioned, taking exploding head technique way too seriously. John Debo is the hero of mine. I do not like this behavior, but I may sound weird right now, but man, referees and arm wrestlers, I do not like arm wrestlers fighting like this, each other, trying to break each other's arm on the table. I do not like that. But if a referee and a player gets in a fist fight, I'm going to enjoy it. If I'm sitting, if I'm standing there, I'm not being politically correct here, but if I'm standing in that arena, I will be the last one to get involved in any fist fight. I hate everyone who tries to stop a fist fight. Those are grown men. Those guys know what they are going for. It is not my job to stop them. They can take their decision on themselves. So John Devo, I like that part. Football, same thing with football. Players being beating up on referees, I'm all in for that. But players hurting each other while playing and then trying to pretend that they're not trying to hurt, no, I do not like that at all. Ryan and Ozzy Armstrong seem to defend Uncle John in the live stream. It was cringy to watch. Sab the B, are you right? I'm going to make a video about that for sure. I'm going to call out Ryan Bowen on that. Just please, I may have some difficult time trying to find that video. Please remind me, or if you can send me the link, anyone of you can send me the link where Ryan Bowen was criticizing that newcomer who was doing a practice, only a table practice, and it was looking like it was not that harsh. It was looking like he was trying to maybe overexert his force, maybe trying to hurt someone, but that was 10x that. And Ryan was defending that. That is disappointing, man. Disappointing. I'm going to call out Ryan Bowen on that for sure. For sure. I don't smoke. Pradeep, who never arm wrestles, trying to make money off UJ messing up without even talking to him first. So why would I need to talk to him for this? This is video. This is publicly available information. And to your information, I did invite him to join this chat. Leave alone talking. I wanted to invite him to explain it himself, but he said no. Chance, what do you think? If there is one person who I need to ask to do this live stream, before doing this live stream, that would be Neil Pickup, because I used his video. Chance, what do you think about Uncle John's behavior? Armwars. John should be suspended. Neil, it is not enough. He should be banned. It was a blatant attempt to break his opponent's arm. I too agree with that, Sab the B. Foul is not enough. If it was that much, it would have still been a foul, but it was that much. No one's elbows should go that far from the pad. Not even Travis Bajan did that. I personally believe UJ had bad intentions. At least Chanshaw can speak his mind. That's good he got a foul, but I think it's intention that pisses people off. Yes. I don't personally believe, okay, UJ had bad intentions. It was a heat of the moment. Sometimes you punch a guy in the face when you are having an argument. After that, you can clearly say it was not my intention. We agree, we get it. It was heat of the moment, but heat of the moment should not lead to stuff like that. Official, no, he didn't. Okay, Neil, I'll watch that video once again. I don't believe he actually meant to hurt him. Of course he didn't. But it looked like that. Heat of the moment. As I already said, when you punch someone, when you are in an argument, 5 minutes after that, you realize that you did not mean to do that. And you could have easily stopped that. But it didn't mean that you did not do anything wrong. UJ arm wrestling persona is cringy. Chance, his elbow went forward beyond his opponent's pad. I mean, come on. Very odd. If your elbow gives a foul, you're putting Uncle John doesn't know how to arm wrestle. I shouldn't speak for him, but I would guess to make a statement that his hand is stronger than can't get into his head. Yeah. Uncle John should be. I think it was the wrong origin. Okay. Neil Pickup. He only did that once, mate, and John acknowledged it was a mistake on his part. Neil, yes, he did. I'm not sure if it was his own decision or if you asked him to record that, because that segment was clearly recorded towards the end. It was added towards the end of that video, maybe it was recorded before, but I'm not quite sure if it was his own decision to make that apology video, because even in that video, Uncle John did say that it was not his intention. It may have been looking bad on the camera, but it was not his intention. He only did it once. But it was a good decision to release that apology video. Great decision. John certainly did not want to break his arm. Not even Sabin Bedulescu did that against Levan when he tried to break Levan's head. Neil, he literally followed him all the way down the pad. But why did he do that? Neil, you're saying that he did not try to break his arm. Then why did he do that? Why would he do that? The problem is, why am I'm making a video, and why I think many others should also make a video about that, is that these things are going to continue. These things are going to continue if nobody talks about them. Everyone who's going to see that will assume that it is kind of okay to do that at Armwars, to do that at other professional events, but it should not be okay. It should not be okay. But it is like a footballer. When a footballer kicks the other guy, and by football I mean football, which many of you guys call soccer. So that guy is immediately sent off. It is not like a foul. You are sent off if you try to kick your opponent. If like Zidane was just headbutting his opponent, these things are like immediate sent off, not fouls. Neither precedent that is, it is allowed to try to injure your opponent. All you'll get is a slap on the wrist. I agree with that, Sabdabi. I agree with that. Abhirup saying John goes wild. Okay, where did that chat go? UJ gives me narcissistic vibe anyway. He's not a great, plain and simple. What can we expect from a guy who says that if you're not cheating, you're not trying? Neil is saying everyone is entitled to their opinion, of course. Kieran Morrison didn't believe that John was trying to break his arm, nor did any of the other extremely experienced arm wrestlers in the room. Said it is not about experience, Neil. To try to look at someone, if somebody is doing that, something like this, I don't know why you're bringing experience in that. I'm thinking like it is I don't know what is the word for that, but it is meant for me that maybe I do not have the experience, but I don't think I need to have experience for that. Andre 19, I won't be triggered. I know you well enough. I think everyone who is about to lose now should try permanently harm their opponents, right? All they'll get is a foul. I agree. Neil is constantly saying that he did not try to injure then, but he's not saying what did he try to do? What was the point of doing that? I'm still waiting for the answer. Abhirup Sen was saying John goes wild in matches. Probably didn't even realize. The practice after Tim Bresnan defeated Matt Mask. Ryan SP also talked about it. I don't know who the guy was, but he was going really hard against Tim Bresnan after the match, after practice polls, and Tim thought that he could get injured, and Tim was ready to get into a fist fight with that guy just because he was pulling hard. He was giving it all he had against Tim Bresnan, who just had a super match. Tim was about to get in a fist fight because of that. And Ryan Bowen, actually, to be honest, until I watched that video 4 or 5 times, I did not see anything wrong in that. The video that Ryan Bowen made about that guy, like this behavior should not be tolerated. He should be immediately banned from the club. I'm going to watch that video once again. And about this, Ryan Bowen is saying that I have not watched it, but people are saying, Sab the Bee saying that Ryan was saying that Ryan was kind of taking the side of Uncle Jon, which is amazing. Ryan wanted that guy who was just attacking, blocking someone's and trying, maybe it was looking like he was trying to break their arm in practice. Ryan wanted that guy to be banned from the club, and now Ryan is supporting Uncle Jon for that. Okay. At 11:05 of the match, 20, he tried to break his arm both times. Tiffany Hanna, yes, I too saw that. His elbow was again like 2-3 inches off the front of the pad, trying to chase his opponent. Of course, nobody can tell me, experienced or not, that in this position, when the opponent is trying to barely escape, he had that much back pressure that he lifted Uncle Jon's elbow 2-3 inches off the front of the pad. Nobody can have that much back pressure in this position when they are barely trying to escape, trying to slip out of their fingers. Even in that position, Uncle Jon's elbow was like 2 inches off the front of the pad. So that is not back pressure. That is you trying to push your opponent, to chase your opponent. Anyways, what will be done to prevent that happening in the future events? Nothing. Thought so. Okay. This is just stirring up the drama. Saeed is saying, yes, of course, it should be done. It should be done so that it does not happen again. UJ gives me, okay. Blue Bowen is striking Pradeep with lightnings. What happened? What happened? It was a reflex out of frustration, but you got to control yourself. Yes, that's what it was. Heat of the moment. Reflex out of frustration, as Ronnie Unleashed mentioned. We know that. We know that. Neil, so you're saying anyone in Armwars can try that with what Uncle John did without meaning to, and they'll get is a foul. Come on, fellas. John is not that bad guy. We should not keep kicking the guy. He's already down. I'm sure John knows if of the big time. John, I'm not sure if John knows, because he clearly said that he did not mean to do that. And after the guy barely slipped, he was able to escape that attack from Uncle John. He was still saying, he was like, after that, he was showing middle fingers and saying that if you're trying to run away from me, I will chase you. So he did warn him after that, if he tries to do that again, I'm also going to do that again. I think that is what it meant. If you will run away from me, I will chase you. This is what he said after doing that. So I'm not sure if he did not mean to do that. Karaoke. I think John was just trying to make sure the other guy didn't let Andre 19 ad for you. Neil, maybe he didn't try to, but his actions could have resulted in arm break injury. This could happen. Karaoke Vic is saying, I think John was just trying to make sure the other guy didn't let go. Not right, but trying to hurt him. At that point, he was pushing. There is a difference between trying to hold and bring him back. Uncle John was doing that for a moment. But after that, he went in pushing mode. You can clearly see the extension of his arm like this, like tricep. He was almost doing a tricep extension. If he was trying to contain him, like Karaoke Vic, please try to understand this. If he was trying to contain him, his arm should have gone backwards. At least the fingers should have stayed there. But instead of going backwards, he was doing this tricep extension. If you're doing that, either your opponent is so strong that he's just pulling you backwards with just his fingers, which is not possible at all. But if your arm is extending like that, you're clearly trying to push him. He was not pulling at that moment. He was pushing. I don't know why it is so hard to understand. Hangjan stirring. Anil, maybe he didn't try to. Okay, read that. I asked Ozzy about it and he yelled at me and hide in my room for 30 minutes. Man. They're buddies, Ozzy and Uncle John. The mighty silverback. Neil, your response is incredibly disappointing and frankly doesn't even make business sense. You could use it as promo footage like UFC does and still loudly condemn it, even if you don't really. But that was good. I want that moment to be talked about more. That maybe Armwars will get more attraction because of that match. That match has already had more views than the last few matches. Thanks for that, Pradeep. Andre Maran is saying, welcome, brother, welcome. Guys, I'm saying John needs to be punished, but I think we made a point for him. But if John doesn't know what he did, then I'm taking my words back. Clearly, he doesn't know. Bully. Sab the B, a Canadian hater. If not... Let me create a poll. Is a foul enough? Man, this wire is enough for Uncle John's action. Let's create a poll. Man, do I have to type it again? Man, I forgot to click on the poll. Is a foul enough for Uncle John's action? Yes, no. So there is a poll. You guys are acting like he slammed his arm down viciously. There was no intent, just a bad decision. Said the Canadian hater. John's actions are prohibited. Suspend him with a fine. Bully. If anyone votes yes, I'm done with this community. Like I say, Only grown-ups on the chat, please. Lagos. What did Lagos say? Sab, we're looking forward to that episode. Neil, which episode? Sap, I would have expected that you'd already have been aware that I didn't have any issues with articulating my thoughts, and I'll speak about that on my channel as I do. Neil, you maybe Neil, you should you should do a, guys, please tell in the chat, should Neil pick up do a live stream about this match, just as you used to do, Neil, when you released the episodes of Armwars. You did a live stream. Just, it should not be, may not be the center, need not be the center of the conversation, center of the topic, but you can make a live stream and talk about that topic. I would love to see that. Uncle Jon isn't even Canadian. Only grown-ups on the chat. Personally, I can't wait for the next Arm Wars match. The punish should be spanking with a belt. Pradeep, I respect that, how even if you like friends with someone, you still speak the truth. You don't just sugarcoat it because you're buddies. As I said in this live stream, Uncle Jon was a friend, is a friend, and will still be the friend. Be a friend, at least from my side. But what is wrong is wrong. I rolled over my noisy neighbor's dog yesterday, but it wasn't my intention, so police gave me just a foul. Master Jack. Interesting point. Trey Suit is saying, should that be handled how MMA handles eye pokes and groin shots? Yeah, I'm assuming they do not do anything. It's Neil show standing 5 feet away. What Neil says goes. Yes, I do agree. What Neil says goes. It should be like that. Should get a temporary ban from arm wrestling like they do PD users. You just can't have people do this. But I do not. Yes, and Neil gets to do whatever he wants, but I do not agree with this statement at all, that it was not his intention. It was not his intention 10 seconds before that, and maybe 10-15 seconds after that. But during those 10 seconds, including when he was saying that if you are going to run away from me, I'm going to chase you. That was like a warning that if you do that again, it will happen to you again. So at least for that period of time, it was his intention, clearly. Tracer, should that be handled how I'm okay that is a friend, but let me milk some views without waiting for him to explain himself publicly. That is amazing. He already did a live stream. 5:30 a.m. I don't know if it was on Aussie Arm Wrestlers channel or Uncle Jon's own channel. In every other big sport, he would be suspended. That would be a point taken or a warning for the first time. Yes. At least the correct decision, but I'm thinking about now, reading or following the chat, the correct decision should have been, he should have lost that round. At least they should have done that much. This round, you lose, continue in the next round. That's what they should have done. And if it happened again, I already intend to do an aftermath show next week following their left hand match, which is truly magnificent match. Incidentally, okay, Kieran and Jon were to come on the show. I expect I'll address on the fix. Thank you, Neil. Thank you. Maybe Jon gets into character a little too much. Yes, he does. I was disgusted by UJ's actions. Dude, Kieran was holding his arm after that move. Of course, he will say he's fine after that. It was my own. Yes, he was fine, but he could have gotten injured. That is the point. And even if he didn't, I also did not like that. My threshold, I already told you, my threshold is at that level when Devon Lett was just squeezing Dave Chaffee's thumb and he was dragging Dave's hand towards his own side of the table. It was at his chest, so outside of the table maybe. And Dave Chaffee was asking him to let it go. He was also dragging his arm and Devon was not stopping it. Bartwood was also trying to warn Devon that let go of his hand. But Devon was not doing that. I think that is the threshold. That is the threshold where you should be disqualified. And people take way too much benefit, or they just do not respect it in the name of professionalism. Well, it is a professional league. You are allowed to do whatever you want. No, it shouldn't be like that. Uncle Jon's table manners are so cringy. But yeah, the ref shouldn't identify it, warn, look at it. The ref should identify it, warn, and look at this. in this situation, I think, again, professional event, 1 round loss should have done it. I wonder what a WAF referee's opinion would be on such actions. Good point. I think it is up to the pullers. If it hurts the other puller, then okay. So 78% people are saying, so majority is saying that a foul is not enough for what Uncle Jon did. 78 votes and 78% people are saying that, which is good to see. What did Uncle Jon do? Robert agreed. Genuinely asking Master Jack, if his arm broke, should the police get involved? That is a good question. But everyone in that room, as Neil Pickup said, including the experienced arm wrestlers, they did not think that Uncle Jon had bad intentions. So yeah, police is not going to do anything because Uncle Jon did not have negative intentions. Jon should just apologize and move on. No need for excuses. Man up and apologize. Don't apologize. Maybe don't even apologize. But when you apologize, don't say that I did not mean to do that. So it happened automatically. Somebody else was pulling your arm. Jon needs to be himself and quit his hyper cringe fake personality. It comes naturally to someone when let's say Conor is doing that, Floyd Mayweather is doing that. It looks like it is coming to them naturally. Maybe when they were in the beginning, initial stages, like Uncle Jon is, maybe it did not come naturally to them as well. But if after losing a match, you're showing your middle finger, I don't know what that is supposed to, that message, that middle finger is supposed to send. I don't know what the message was there. Jon did apologize. Yes, he did. But he also said that he did not mean to do that. But he did that. Apology should be like, yes, I did it. I get it. It was wrong. And I did it. I'll not do that again. Yes, I did it, but it was not like that. Maybe I was misunderstood. Maybe it is going to look bad on camera. It was not like that in reality. This is not an apology, my friend. If Kieran got called for intentional slip, incident would have not been happened. Still did not. Maybe that is why the intentional slip rule is there, but that rule is slowly moving away from. Why super chat is not working, Pradeep? I think it should be working. I think super chat should be working. Kudos to Kieran for keeping his elbow off the pad even when Uncle Jon was on the pad. I mean to say, you're saying on the pad. Yes, you corrected it, on the pad. Correct. And then Robert Gould, there you go. Thank you very much for the $10 super chat, Robert Gould. It means a lot, Robert. In my opinion, Jon was frustrated that he was running away from him. This is why he said that if you run away from me, I'll chase you. And he basically threw a tantrum at the table, uncalled for, not forgivable though. This comment is absolutely correct. It kind of sums it up all. He was running away from him. Uncle Jon's strength that he has built and he has been gifted with is his hand. He has a great hand. Everybody talks about it. Everybody. Even the arm wrestlers who are maybe 2 levels above him, who beat him easily, even they talk about his hand, how difficult it is to deal with. And he was trying to take away that weapon from Uncle Jon. He was running away. So I get the frustration. But like the second time, that is what happens with accident. You're trying to control your opponent. When you see that he's slipping away, you try to come forward 2 inches elbow in front of the pad, then you stop. Then you let him go. But if you're trying to push him, trying to follow him all the way to the back of the pad, that cannot happen by mistake. It just cannot happen by mistake. Josh, he apologized and said he did not intend to hurt his opponent. Yes, I saw that. There is no intentional slip rule in Armwars. That is correct as well. I actually agree with Robert Gould's comment above. I also agree with that 100%. The intent wasn't there, but there's no intent for manslaughter either. You still go in jail. Jon is a bully, smart like dump truck. Running away, yes, it is called slipping. It's legal. Uncle Jon needs to hang the arm wrestling up. Intent isn't all important. What Jon did was beyond flagrant, though instant GQ. Yes, at least for that round. Not for unforgivable, but also not unsanctionable. Yes, should have been sanctioned with more than just a foul. I agree with that. Chinmay Das, welcome, brother. Welcome to the chat. Why on earth this type of events occur only in Armwars? I still remember match of Cobra Rhodes with Glenn Bankston. The Swede literally tried to break Rhodes. Yes. Cobra Rhodes was like that. Cobra was in a more dangerous situation, and he was like 2, 3, 4 inches in front of the pad and trying to press him. And he also got away with it. Maybe Uncle Jon saw that it is just a foul. It is just a foul in Armwars. Yes, he did watch all of the Armwars matches. Maybe that is where he got the idea from. And someone else is also going to get the same idea that it can be done and got away with easily with just a foul. Great memory, Chinmay Das. Great memory. Chafee should bring food to Uncle Jon. It definitely could start a rivalry and build a great story. Trey Suit, another smart comment. Very smart comment. Second best comment today. Other than Super Chat, of course. Super Chats are always awesome. No intentional slip. Okay, read that. Armwars is always bringing us great content and great stories and news. As I said, best production after Armwars, after WL, I would say. WL was at a different level. I mean, they got Justin Roberts, the WWE guy, for announcement. He was awesome as well. So Armwars production quality definitely awesome. There was more Chinmay Das. You need to watch more Arm Wrestling, mate, and off. So okay, not a comment from me, but I also remember a match where Cobra was like this and the opponent was literally pushing, trying to break his elbow. Hello guys, Victor Kelly Arm Wrestling. Hello brother. Aussie arm wrestler defended him. I missed that. What did he say? I also not watched that. Sab the B, if you're still here, please tell us what did he say. And Ryan Bowen as well. How are the refs' hands not on there stopping the match when his elbow is that far? I don't think that fast of reflexes are possible. I think the entire incident took like 1 second. I'm not sure if any ref could have stopped that. Ricky is saying, I just love arm wrestling, always entertaining. UJ talks crap, then he gets beat, classic. UJ runs, yes, he did lose both of his matches. Both of the matches that are shown here. UJ runs from having any sportsmanship. I just love arm wrestling, always entertaining. Maybe it will come to him naturally. So when 10 years from now he's cursing during a match, people would really enjoy it, because till that time it would be embedded in him. It will be natural for him. Right now it doesn't seem to be natural. Robert Gould, Sab the B is here, and he did mention Robert Gould. He said that I was saying Sab the B, Robert the Gould. So Robert Gould, he said it in the live stream with Ryan Bowen and Don Underwood. Basically, he was basically shut everyone down. Saying Uncle Jon is a good guy and he didn't mean to do it, etc. on 3 occasions. I kind of expected that from. He just said something like, he's my friend. I know he would never try to break his arm. You guys are wrong. Ryan Bowen wasn't as aggressive as Ozzy in defending him. Uncle Jon rocks. Carolyn Rooms. Yes. Carolyn, please tell me if what Uncle Jon did was the right thing or wrong. What would you, Carolyn Looms, my question to you, what would you have done if you were the referee in that match? I want to put you in a tough situation. Robert, of course he meant to do what he did. Only you can't accidentally push that guy that far. Again, interesting comment. Coco is saying, try to hurt opponent's arm by pin early with full of energy and with the scream loud like emotional before referee says go is cheating when Devon I'm not ready position round 1. I think you're talking about Devon versus Levan match. I also do not like these comments. I mean, how many matches Devon has done the same. He grabs his opponent's arm and before the referee even says ready, he pins his opponents to the side. Devon almost always does that, and everyone was enjoying that. Wow, what mind games from Devon. And when Levan did the same, I got at least 3 DMs and at least 4 or 5 comments on my YouTube page saying that, well, Devon got injured before the first round when Levan just pinned him without the referee even saying ready, go, before the first round started. And I was like, yeah, maybe. Of course, he did not get injured there, but Devon was always doing that in all of his matches. Did you not see that? If somebody did that to Devon, now you're like, it should not be tolerated. People were actually saying that Levan should have been disqualified for that. He injured Devon's arm before the first round because he pinned Devon before the first round, and Devon always does that to his opponents. I have seen that done in many events and promotions all over the world. Ironically, I have never actually seen an injury result from it. It's not something I'd personally try, but I've seen worse. Okay. Levan just, it is again maybe like a break arm situation. Arm wrestlers always keep on talking about break arm when you are looking away from your arm. But if you watch, maybe I'm giving you a task. If you watch 20 arm breaks online, I'm sure 15 of them that you will see are in a good position. They are either like in a very good position, even sometimes curled, really, really good position, not arm is inside the chest and not completely outside, not looking away from their arm, good position. I'm quite sure 15 of 20 arm breaks that you're going to see are in good position. So should there really be any arm break position in arm wrestling when only 25% of arms are getting broken in that position and 75 are in so-called good position? Maybe that is because there are more matches going in good position and very few, maybe 10% matches are going in bad arm break position. And if that 10% counts to 25%, yes, that makes sense. But I'm not sure about this match, whether there is really an arm break position in arm wrestling or not. The same thing is here. If it did not get injured, it means it is right. I'm not sure. I'm not sure about that. Levan just gave him a taste of his own medicine, Lage, saying, when the trash dog goes horribly wrong. I don't know what is happening with me, but I just cannot read today. I tend to agree with Caroline. Good point. Okay, did Caroline reply? I missed her comment. She just said Uncle Jon rocks. You agree with that? UJ messed up. Conor McGregor and others backed up their talk and antics. Exceptional ability. Jon, not so much. So it just doesn't give the same effect. Good point. Actually, good point. He's a personality. Robert, okay, thanks. I missed it. Did Carolyn reply? Okay, I didn't catch the controversy, Pradeep. Nobody got hurt, right? Okay. Maybe you should watch that match. Latest Arm Wars video, Carolyn, at 11 minutes 30 seconds. It wouldn't take you more than a minute to watch that. I agree, Pradeep. Chuggington N is saying, it's all those crappy energy drinks. What energy drinks? I don't know. Jon needs to actually train and get strong. He's a personality. Ronin Unleashed. So thank you very much for joining this chat, guys. Already been going for 53 minutes. The chat was about Uncle Jon's recent match against Kieran Morrison on Armwars. Please check that video out if you haven't already. Armwars channel is linked in the description. You should definitely check that out. In round 3, what happened is that Uncle Jon tried to reach towards the other end of the table, trying to contain his opponent. And there was a moment when instead of pulling back, he was pushing his opponent, and his opponent was in like this, in that position. It was looking like he tried to break his arm. Uncle Jon did apologize. He did say that it was not his intention to injure his opponent. So that is all we have for now. Neil Pickup will also be reacting to that in the fix episode or in some other episode maybe. So that was basically the issue. And 73% people are saying that he should not have just gotten away with the foul. I too agree with that. It should have been at least a loss in that particular round, which was round 3. Anyways, Uncle Jon ended up losing that match 4 pins to 0 or 4 pins to 1 or 5 pins to 1. And there you have it. That's it. That was today's discussion. Many people, almost all of the people except for maybe Carolyn Rooms, Neil Pickup, and one guy, Syed. I only saw 3 guys who thinks that it was okay. It was okay to do that. Only 3 people said that. 4-1. Sap, yep, not in his prime. You can't control them. You have to be held accountable. Controlling your emotions is the name of the game. Yes. Sap the B, correct. Uncle Jon loses the match. Sap, take care. Bye-bye, guys. I thank you very much for joining this chat. And please, if someone can send me that video where Ryan Bowen was talking about that guy, that young guy during a practice poll, that he should be banned for his actions. If someone can send me that video and also the timestamp where Uncle Jon and Ryan Bowen, where Aussie arm wrestler and Ryan Bowen are talking about this, then I'll definitely make a reaction video about that. Thank you very much. See another ad and then bye-bye. Sab the B, thank you very much. Aussie deleted the live, but I'll check again. Wow. Aussie arm wrestler should arm wrestle against Jon. Take care. Carolyn Looms, thank you very much for pumping.